How's it going, gang? It's the final render here, and in today's video, we're going to be doing a very special unboxing. It is November now, so it is time to start getting ready to think about what you want to get your loved ones for Christmas, and here we have something which I think you guys are going to love. This, of course, is one of the Fallout Pip-Boy 2000 kits that you can get based on the Fallout 76 video game made by the Wand Company. This is a kit build product that you can go and assemble your very own Pip-Boy, and it's got lots of cool functionality on it in there, and I think this is something which is a really good gift for Christmas. Thank you very, very much to Bethesda UK and to the Wand Company for helping to provide all of these items, and we're going to be assembling a Fallout 76 Pip-Boy today with some additional upgrades. If you actually see these Fallout 76 kits, you've actually been able to get the Fallout Pip-Boy for quite a while. However, since then, the Wand Company have actually added some brand new modules to the actual kit, so you are able to give some of the modules inside the Pip-Boy some functionality. So for example, here we have a working radio, so you can go and listen to all of your real world radio and some cool Fallout 76 tunes. We have also got a actual light up display module here, and then we have also got this fantastic Bluetooth speaker here that you can go and sit your finished Pip-Boy on, and you can display it for everyone to see and listen to some music at the same time. Many people have made these kits online, but not many people have shown off these really cool module upgrade kits that you can get. So thank you very much to the One Company for sending these down. And we're going to be assembling this all today. We're going to be going ahead and assembling the speaker system first, and then we're going to tackle the Pip-Boy. So if you guys are ready, grab yourself a Nuka-Cola Quantum, sit down, and enjoy the assembly video. Let's go! So starting off with the Pip-Boy stand, which also acts as a Bluetooth speaker, you will notice that there is a huge amount of attention to detail with the packaging and presentation of all of this. Everything about all of these products is completely brand friendly within the Fallout universe. There's no Bethesda or ZeniMax logos on any of the actual items. It's all Robco and Vault-Tec, so it's all true and into the universe, and I absolutely adore that. I hate it when there's a big brand logo of a real world thing on an imitation thing. So to power the device, we use this lovely braided USB-C type cable. Hopefully everything starts to be USB-C soon. That would be very, very nice. And we can start to remove the numbered boxes. And in box number 1, we can find the base unit of the speaker. But hidden in the base of the base, we actually get some screwdrivers and a Vault-Tec branded wrench. So we are able to assemble the whole thing using all the tools provided, which is very nice of them. And we can also unbox all of our components, which contains mostly just simple screws and nuts. And we can start to get ready to assemble our driver system. Something which I had no idea about this device is that you actually have to kind of do some of the wiring yourself, which is really, really cool. Here you can see me very, very carefully unboxing the speaker itself. And it's a very, very cool thing that we actually get to assemble it in this amount of detail. It makes it feel very involved. It comes with things like O-rings and stuff to make sure all of the sound gets through properly. And don't worry if you don't know too much about electronics or anything like that. You don't need to do any soldering or anything like that. It's just simply about plugging in 2 wires. So just make sure that you have the wire going through the tube speaker stand and everything will be good. And then we can actually get the rear of the Bluetooth speaker and pop an O-ring on that and feed our speaker cable through a small hole in the back. And this is really cool. It kind of makes it look like a turbo engine of a jet fighter or something. It looks really, really cool, I think. And then we need to go and insert it into the housing of the speaker unit. This is where the speaker will be safe, and it's also where the Pip-Boy will be suspended. We go and put these little metal rods in there, which are threaded, so we can attach the 2 halves of the speaker holder together. And then we just place them on top like so with a small amount of pressure, and then screw them on using the designated screws. Now there are different screws for different sizes, so make sure you use the correct ones. And then we need to assemble the rear of the speaker unit. We poke the cable through a small bit of foam which has been perforated, and then we can go and screw them together using some very simple bolts right there, and using the little Allen key there. Not Allen key, but a little wrench, sorry. And then we can go and put an O-ring over the back of it along with some washers, and then we can seal up the rear of the unit once we connect the speaker to the main power unit. So that's all the electronics you really need to do. It's just plug it in that one cable into this base unit and then screw it in at the back, and all the electronic stuff is done. Once that is assembled, all we have to do is attach that to the base unit using a couple more screws, and the thing should actually be very secure. It will look a bit flimsy at first, but as you start to tighten all the screws, it will start to get some structure and rigidity in there. And then after that, as a final step, we add some artificial piping just for decoration. Alrighty gang, so the speaker has now been fully assembled. It probably took me about an hour or so, but then again, things normally take a little bit longer when I'm filming because I need to adjust the cameras and stuff like that, so actually not too long to assemble this. I was very surprised at the complexity of it, you know, actually like assembling the driver itself and stuff like that. But it's here, it's looking pretty darn good, and there's actually some cool features about it which I was previously not aware of. Like for example, if you press this little button right at the back here, we get some pre-recorded messages from the Overseer.
It's time to get up and get out there. We've been locked away long enough.
That's just awesome. Like, something which is really nice about this is that it feels quite rugged, but it also is essentially the exact same design as the one inside Fallout 76. In fact, I believe the Vault Boy handle holder thing that you see inside the vault inside Fallout 76 is based on this, not the other way around. They didn't recreate the game asset. They pitched this to Bethesda, and then Bethesda used this shape to put it in the game because it worked. And yeah, it's a lovely, lovely thing overall. And I think it's truly fantastic.
It's time to get up and get out there. We've been locked away long enough.
Right, now let's build a Pip-Boy. So here we have the Pip-Boy 2000 Mark IV kit. This is something which is truly special, people. You open up the cardboard box and you are greeted with some of the most beautiful and authentic packaging I have ever seen for a product. It comes in this lovely wooden suitcase with a fantastic seal of approval by Robco on the front, and once you actually open up the wooden box itself, we are greeted with something truly, truly special. This is the actual kit itself, and look at this. It's such an interesting thing to have such attention to detail with just the presentation of the packaging. It really does put you in the world of Fallout. You can definitely imagine Robco presenting this kit to the people at Vault-Tec to show them what they're planning to manufacture. And not only that, but it also kind of conveys older toys as well. It kind of looks like Meccano sets and stuff, like really vintage classic Meccano sets. So that's something which I really, really enjoy as well. Even the box itself is an item of quality, and it's something that you can use for display purposes. So I think that is beautiful. But of course, for us, we also have the upgrade modules. These are upgrade modules that you can buy separately and attach to your regular unit. But if you want some cool attention to detail, look at the packaging this came with. The actual modules were wrapped up in bits of newspaper from the Boston Bugle, with all the news stories that were going on in the Fallout lore just before the bombs dropped. They wrapped it up in actual lore-friendly newspaper, which is such a cool little thing. Even they included AAA batteries with the radio are made to look like fusion cells. Just the presentation of all this stuff, guys, is so beautiful. So to start off actually building our Mark IV Pip-Boy, we are going to be assembling the radio a little bit first, the screen a little bit first, and then integrating them later. Here you can see me building the radio. Now the cool thing about the radio is that it actually does have light up tube lights. I believe the original model without the radio doesn't have light up lights. So getting the radio module will mean you get some lights as well as a radio, which is very, very cool. We can go and put in our AAA batteries in there, and we're pretty much ready to go with that until later. But now we get a look at the illuminated screen itself. Now, the interesting thing about building with the modules is that if you build with the modules, a lot of the items come pre-prepared because they actually have complex electronics inside them. Whereas if you were just buying the Pip-Boy itself, there's actually a lot more steps in order to get a finished Pip-Boy. Like with this, most of the screen is already pre-assembled, but if you have the regular Pip-Boy, there's maybe 8 additional steps in order to build your artificial screen. So this will actually save you some time as well, and in the end it does give you a much nicer object. And now we have got our little battery pack all wired up into the screen back here. We're able to attach them together using some fake rubber cables and also drive a big metal rod through the base of it in order to kind of hold it together. Once you drive that rod through, you are able to anchor all the other accessories onto that one rod. The actual Pip-Boy is kind of built in 2 halves, but as of right now, the left half with the screen is done pretty much until we need to add the strap to it later. So overall, the actual screen part was pretty darn simple. It does come with an awful lot of screws and stuff like that, but it actually is pretty simple to follow. The instructions had clear pictures, And they do come with some nice decorations as well, including lots of stickers to do some of the finer details. I know a lot of people have been buying these kits and repainting them when they're in their small little individual pieces, but some people have also been kind of 3D printing actual stickers as well, which is really cool. And here we have a really nice attention to detail. Right at the top we have the Robco brand seal right at the top of the Pip-Boy, and it's a really nice thing. The actual unit is pretty much entirely constructed out of injection molded plastic. However, there are some metal parts, including that little certificate at the top, which is absolutely beautiful. And now I'm going to be assembling the Geiger counter side of the Pip-Boy. The Geiger counter itself is completely pretend. It doesn't actually do anything but it does have some functionality with the buttons. We actually have to create these spring-loaded buttons, which definitely went a bit crazy when I was constructing them. I lost a couple springs and had to search the carpet for them, but eventually I was able to get these working buttons on them. And we're also going to add some artificial cable into the Geiger counter. We've got these little cable loops on there that we can screw straight into the Geiger counter and add some artificial cables. I believe they are just bits of plastic. I don't think they have any metal inside the cables. But once the cables are inserted, we can start attaching our radio to the tube lights and then attach our Geiger counter to the tube lights themselves. The radio module is a really nice thing to get if you want to get one of these Pip-Boys. Not only does it give you the lights on the top, as I said, not only does it give you a functioning radio, but also the radio will play little sound bites from Fallout 76 as well, which is a really cool little touch. And I'm also able to go and attach the bottom of the strap holder to the radio as well and slide everything together. So now we have our Pip-Boy kind of constructed in two halves. We have one half with the radio, tube lights and Geiger counter, and the other half with the television screen unit itself. We just got to loop our artificial cables through these little holes on the side, and then we can attach our gadget kind of portion to our television screen portion. And here you can see everything coming together very nicely. We just need to add a couple little doodads and dials to the side, all of which do something. They don't necessarily have any functionality, but they all do kind of click and make noises, so they do feel like they are genuinely active with inside the Pip-Boy, which is very, very cool. After that, we need to go and attach our strap to this device. Now, this little strap is kind of this felt covered padding, and it is really nice and soft to the touch. I know a lot of cosplayers do take pride in remaking these out of, say, leather, for example, but if you don't want to do any of that, you've got a really nice cuff here. It's just very nice and soft, and you generally can wear this for a long period of time. It does feel comfortable. After that, we need to construct our strap adjuster. This is so we can actually tighten the Pip-Boy to our wrist if we are wearing it. And this is actually quite a complex little device actually, but it's all very, very simple once you start to break it down. It's got little springs and tiny little rods and stuff like that, but overall it actually does do a really good job of making an adjustable strap. And as I said, I know a lot of people actually do take a lot of time to kind of repaint all these parts. They go and make new bits themselves before they construct it. So something like this is absolutely perfect for cosplayers. You can go and get a Pip-Boy and customize all the individual pieces and then assemble them afterwards with like new paint skins and stuff. But overall, here is my finished Pip-Boy and speaker. Take a look at this, guys. It looks gorgeous. have it, gang. That was us assembling the Pip-Boy 2000 Mark IV created by the Wand Company. This is a device which I think is truly special. This is a prop replica that I think everyone who is involved in the manufacturing of this item should be extremely proud of. Everything about this item just screams passion. Everything they were willing to make in this device was made purely with passion and being authentic to the brand at its heart, and it is truly a fantastic thing. The actual construction of it is solid. It feels like I could beat a whale to death with it. It's a really nice high quality item, and overall it just looks really special back here. It's always going to be here in the future. Yeah, here it is right here. It is all of this lovely little Pip-Boy goodness. So overall, I just want to say a very big thank you to the Wand Company for manufacturing the thing and for sending down all of the upgrade modules, and a big thank you to Bethesda UK for sending down the Pip-Boy itself. Everyone, if you already have one of these things, I can very highly recommend the upgrades themselves. The Bluetooth Pip-Boy stand speaker is a really cool thing, and it helps keep it very secure and gives it a very nice way to display the actual device itself. The radio is very cool because not only does the radio give you a radio itself that plays Fallout tunes and Fallout adverts, but it also works as a regular radio. And not only that, but also it actually adds lights to the device. In the original one, the little light bulbs were just pretend, but if you get the radio module, it actually does make the lights light up, the little tube lights. So that's one reason to get it, just to display the thing. And of course, we do have the illuminated display as well. Really cool thing overall, especially the fact that you gotta tap it a couple of times if it starts to flicker and stuff in order to get it to work. Very nice little attention to detail there. And overall, I think it is a fantastic device. Christmas is coming up, people. If you want to go ahead and get yourself something nice to display, consider going ahead and getting one of these Pip-Boy kits or anything else from the Wand Company. Or parents, if your young kids actually enjoy Fallout, maybe go ahead and get them this. It would be great fun to do as a family. You can get everyone together and you can all assemble this really nice high quality item together. And overall, I give it absolutely top marks. Thank you very much for everyone for watching this video. I hope some of you guys may actually go ahead and see this video and consider picking one up yourself. You can find links to all the items in the description below. This video isn't sponsored in any way, but I think it's very important to let people know how they can get one should they want to. So thank you very much for watching. I've been the final render and you've been the audience. Until next time, farewell.